All right, I have this message coming through where I feel like this collective is having difficulty moving forward with something that they're wanting to create physically, whether that is business, right? Whether that's a career move, whether that's something you're creating, a creative project. Essentially, whatever it is, you're having a hard time moving forward due to this inability to start, or it's this lack of will to be a beginner at something. And this is natural, right? We all have this feeling of fear when we are beginning something, because when we begin something, we feel like we're cringe, or like we're going to look bad, or we're going to fail, or we're not going to do it very well. Doesn't help that our modern society also puts such an emphasis on perfectionism, influencer culture, right? Everything you see in the media is perfected and polished and a final product, and people try to make even their behind the scenes look like it's all professional and polished. I'm about to get a confirmation burp here. That's not real life. It is not real life. Real life is messy. Real life is showing up and looking stupid, looking a fool. Real life is, just going for something and falling flat on your face, feeling embarrassed. It's all of that. It's feeling, all of the old shadow emotions coming up that keep you from trying, that keep you from allowing yourself to be bad at something. I love what Doechii said, actually. I heard her say this in an interview. She said, I have the right to be bad at something when I'm first starting it. This collective, I feel, needs to hear that more than ever. You have the right to be bad at something when you start, okay? Because you're never going to start if you're expecting something to be perfect, if you're expecting to be great at something, or if you're expecting that something's going to come together just so quickly. Sometimes it does, but you'll never know until you start. So you just have to start and be consistent and take the steps. And you have to have boundaries with yourself, creating containers, creating spaces for yourself to practice and hone this, or to spend time in this place consistently. Discipline, right? That's just kind of what it is. Introspection and Three of Swords reversed here. There has been possibly this rumination. I feel like for some of you, there's been a rumination on what has gone wrong in your life, or what has not worked well for you in the past, or what's not working well now. And it's gone beyond rumination, or it's gone beyond processing grief naturally, normally. Obviously, grief and feelings of pain and loss are all natural and humongous parts of life that need to be honored. However, we can begin to ruminate, and this has been coming up in my readings lately too. We can begin to create an identity out of the pain, and we can begin to create self-limiting beliefs out of the pain if we are not willing to move forward and out. It's fine to introspect, and it's important to introspect. It's fine to introspect, and it's important to introspect, but eventually that introspection can cause you to choke. 333. It can cause you to choke on your own emotions. It can cause you to choke on your own sort of inner murkiness if you stay there for too long. It can cloud the reality that you are a human being living in a human form, and that it's important for you to take external steps in the physical as well. This moves me now into the Pentacles part of this reading. 6 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, 2 of Wands. Spirit really wants you more in this energy, these 3 cards here, because it's waiting for you. It's there for you. The opportunity for this is absolutely available. Something that provides you with an equal exchange of give and take energy, something that allows you to live a very comfortable financial life and material life, that meets your needs, that gives you material stability, that also is a craft that you enjoy, something that you can show up for and feel like it's moving towards something. You feel like the work you're putting in has like an accumulative effect, right? And there are options to choose, like where that goes and how that pans out. There are multiple ways it could go and multiple ways it could pan out, and new ideas that are going to branch off from that motion and that action and that movement. Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, like it's just this abundant system, this abundant ecosystem in a lot of ways, that just kind of is a cycle that repeats itself in the most beautiful way. It's a cycle that takes care of itself, the cycles of nature, right? But you have to take the action to do this. And I feel for you particularly, it's a matter of almost matter over mind. I just heard, you usually hear that saying, it's mind over matter, right? Using the mind, but it's almost like you're too much in the mind and too much in rumination and too much in overthinking, overanalysis, where it's like, okay, you've healed a lot. I feel you've looked at a lot, you've unpacked a lot. You see how things are. Now it's time to go for it. Now it's time to act. Now it's time to do the thing, and allow yourself to do the thing, because it will return to you. It will give back to you. I feel like you're almost punishing yourself. You're almost holding yourself in this limbo, because it's like you're waiting for something to happen. But it's like, okay, the waiting for something to happen is what's keeping you from anything happening. There are waiting periods in spiritual life, and when you're on a spiritual path, and in a path in general, there are moments where there's gestation processes. There are moments for healing. There are moments for inner work. However, we also have to be discerning enough to recognize when the inner work has become an identity versus an actual tool to move forward and to be the fullest version of ourselves. So that's your reading. It's time to create some boundaries with yourself and to move forward in what it is that you are destined to move forward in a physically grounded, active way. I hope this helps. I love you very much. Take care.